Hi friends. So today we're going to talk about UPSC CSE examination. Welcome to Career Launcher IAS and let's start the session. So UPSC CSE examination means Union Public Service Commission, which is the examination body, and CSE means Civil Service Examination. So this examination is what is the dream of lakhs of aspirants who wants to become IAS, IPS, IFS. So this is one single examination that happens for 24 different services. Few of them which you may have heard the name. So some Group A services, which are all India services, which are IAS, IFPS, and IFS. There are some central Group A services like IRS, IRTS, Indian Statistical Services, and all. And there are few Group B services like DANIX, DANIPS, and AHFC and all. Okay, so this is one single examination which happens for all these 24 services. Okay, so now the selection process of UPSC CSE examination goes like, so in the month of January, February, you receive the notification for the examination and the forms are out. In the month of May, June, you have your first stage of the examination, which UPSC called Civil Services Prelim Examination. The second stage, which is the Civil Service Main Examination, it happens in the month of October, November. And then interview usually happen in the March, April months. And by May, you have the results, final result for the examination. Okay. Now, obviously, this year, because of the current pandemic situation, there are certain delays into the examination. So examination, which is supposed to happen, the first stage of prelims examination of UPSC 2020, which is supposed to happen in the month of May, which is 31st of May 2020, it has now been postponed to 4th of October. Okay. And same ways, the main examination, which is supposed to happen in the month of October, is now postponed to January 2021. Okay, so this year the examination process or the selection process is a little delayed. Okay. Now coming down to the eligibility part of the examination, so you have to have a graduation degree. The percentage doesn't matter. Okay, so whatever be your percentage, you have to have a past graduation degree. You can be from an open learning or a degree from a correspondence will also do. The age limit is 21 to 32 years, and it is being calculated as on 1st of August of that particular year which you are applying for. Okay, there are certain age limit relaxations for reserved categories, and you have to be normal physical fitness is required for this examination. Okay, now this is one of the very important slide where we talks about the examination structure as a whole. Okay, the first stage, as we have told you, is prelims examination, which is a one-day examination, and it is an objective type examination. In the prelim stage, there are two papers. One is called paper 1, which is general studies paper 1, and second is called GS paper 2, or in normal language we call it CSAT. Okay. So a single day examination, objective type, multiple choice question. There is an OMR sheet where you have to mark your right answers, and in 2 shifts you have these examinations. The important part is that out of the 2 papers, the paper 2, which is the CSAT, Civil Service Aptitude Test, or the GS paper 2, which the UPSC calls it, is a qualifying examination, which means you just need to pass on to this paper. Okay, so you need to score 33% of the marks out of 200, which is 66 marks. Okay, so the marks are not being counted for the final selection into mains examination. You just need to pass into the paper 2. Okay, there are 100 questions in paper 2. Every question is there are 80 questions in the paper 2. Every question is 2.5 marker, and you have 1/3 negative mark. Okay. Once we come down to the paper 1 of prelims, which is GS paper 1, it's again a 200 marker, and the marks are being counted. There are 100 questions. Every question is 2 marker, and again there is 1/3 negative marker here as well. Okay, based on whatever you score into this GS paper 1, you will get a selection call for mains on mark. Okay, so if you clear the cutoff for that particular year general studies paper 1, then you'll get a call for main examination. Okay. Now main examination a little longer, so it's a 5-day examination. There are 9 papers happen, so paper 1 to 9. Okay. Now out of these 9 papers, the first 2 papers, which are language papers, so one is a regional language paper, other one is a compulsory English paper, they are also qualifying. Okay, so you just need to pass on to them, and they are 300 marks. So regional languages, you can select one language given, so there are choices given into the UPSC notification, and you can select one language out of it, and then there is a compulsory English paper that you have to write. Okay, the structure of the paper remains as per your matriculation paper that you have given, for English language and for regional language that you have given out there. Okay. So there is précis writing, comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, all those things. Now, the paper 3 to paper 9, which are the 7 papers, these are actually where the score is being counted for your final ranking. Okay. So the first paper is essay, which is being counted. It is 250 marker. Then there are 4 papers for general studies. So GS 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll discuss about what this signifies in the next slides. Okay, these are again 250 markers also. And then you have to select one optional out of the different optional choices that UPSC gives. So there are 25 different optional choices that you have, out of which you have to choose one optional subject. And there are 2 papers of the same optional subject. Okay. So this is again 250, 250. So in total, there are 1750 marks which are given for mains examination. If you clear the cutoff for main examination, then you get a call for personality test, which is the interview portion, interview stage of IAS, civil service examination. Okay. UPSC in official language calls it personality test. This personality test is 275 marker, and whatever score you achieve into the interview stage, that is being added onto your mains marks. So 1750 plus 275, the final ranking will come from 2025. Okay. Now there is something written on the last column wherein I've written some numbers and there are some boxes. So I'll just tell you, this is important. Okay. So what I've done, I have put in the weightage of different subjects as far as the marking scheme is concerned. Okay. So for prelims examination, the 100% weightage is of the paper 1, because paper 2 is qualifying. So everything boils down to the paper 1, okay, which is general studies. Okay. Now when we come down to the main stage, if I take 2025 as 100%, because marks of mains and interviews are being added for the final ranking. So 49% weightage is given to general studies. Okay. So that means in the prelims examination, 100% weightage is general studies. In the main examination, 49, almost 50% weightage is given to general studies. So when you devise a plan for your studies for UPSC CSE examination, you have to give that due place to general studies in your preparation scheme. So you have to give that kind of a weightage which is given into the UPSC examination to general studies while making your plan for preparation. Okay. Now let's just go through the prelims examination syllabus. So understand. So this is GS paper 1 syllabus. It is a 2-hour paper. Okay, again 200 marks, 100 questions, 1/3 negative marking, as I told you. So this comprises of the syllabus of prelims GS paper 1. General studies comprises of current issues, okay, Indian history, Indian national movement, Indian and world geography, Indian polity and governance, economics and social development, environment, ecology, general science. Okay, so these are the subjects that you need to study for your prelims examination of paper 1, GS paper 1. Okay, when we come down to the paper 2, which is the CSAT paper, you have comprehension, you have decision making, you have logical reasoning, you have general mental ability, you have maths up till 10 standard, and you have English language comprehension skills. Okay, so this is the syllabus for prelims examination. Now let's touch base on main examination as well. So as I've told you, paper 1 and paper 2 are language papers. So one is the regional language, second one is the English language. Essay is where you have to write one essay. So they give choices of different topics. So you have to choose one topic and write a long essay. Then you have general studies 1, which is history and geography, also art and culture. Then you have GS paper 2, okay, which is your polity, governance, social justice, and international relations. Then you have GS paper 3, which is economics, science and technology, environment, security, disaster management. Then you have GS paper 4, which is in ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Okay. And then there are 2 optional subject papers. Okay. Now here, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, these are 1000 marks out of the 1750. Just give that due credit to general studies while you are making your preparation plan. Again, I reiterate, this is important. Okay. Now coming down to the personality test, which is the interview stage. So in interview stage, they test your decision making, your leadership quality, your logical reasoning. How do you take your judgment? Okay, overall fitness to the public service. Okay, so they test you on these terms. If you wanted to see what kind of questions they usually ask into interviews, so I have put in some sample questions for you. So, like, why do you want to become a civil servant? What are the problems faced by wheat cultivator in your state? So there could be questions related to your goal, obviously. There could be questions related to the state that you belong to. There could be questions related to your academic background. There could be questions related to general current issues. There could be questions related to the optional subject that you have taken. So they can they can be questions related to your personal things like hobbies and different other things. Okay. Now, this is one important aspect that I wanted to touch upon in this session. So, if you are starting your preparation for UPSC CSE examination, one thing that you need to make sure that treat current affairs as one subject. So, the way you are studying for history, geography, polity, economics, and other subjects, treat current affairs as a subject in a whole, because the way the papers are being set for past 3 to 4 years, the current affairs importance becomes paramount. You can just see, I've taken data for last almost 9 to 10 years of prelims examination. You can see there are 25 to 35% questions which can directly do current affairs into the prelims examination itself. So it can be a make or break kind of a subject for you. Okay. Also, if you go through the main examination paper, your paper GS2 and GS3 are very much dependent on your current issues. And even geography, subjects like geography and polity, they used to ask a lot of current affairs, current issues related questions. Okay. You can just see some questions out there on the screen. So these are kind of direct or indirect current affairs question, but they are linked to your general studies. So UPSC current affairs has a little different is little different than the normal current affairs that you study for other different examinations. Here you need to study the current issues, but you need to study the why of the current issues, how of the current issues, and you need to link that current issue to your general studies preparation that you're doing for history, geography, polity, economics, IR, and all science and all this. Okay. Now, the sources for your current affairs. So if you're starting your preparation, this a question pops in the mind that what are the sources that I need to follow, because there are enormous things that goes on into the market. So what to read, what not to read. Okay, so you can obviously, newspaper is something that you have to read. So probably the Hindu or Indian Express you can take. If you're a Hindi medium student, you can take Jansatta or Dainik Jharkhand. Then economic survey and budget that you need to do for current affairs. PIB and PRS you need to follow. Yojana and Kurukshetra, these are the magazines that you need to follow. And then you also need to, if you are into videos, you can also follow the Rajya Sabha TV debates, which are very good. Okay, the coverage that Rajya Sabha TV does, it's very good. Okay. So if you're following that much, that's good enough for your current affairs preparation for UPSC examination. Okay. Now, a lot of students, because newspaper is a very integral part for UPSC CSE examination preparation for current affairs. So a lot of students have this question that newspaper is a very big thing. It takes a lot of time to read the complete newspaper. So is there something that I can miss or something that I have to do? Okay. So I put in that on the screen, that what is the must read and what is kind of ignore thing into a newspaper. Okay. So anything which is a national or international importance, you must read that. Any business news, you must read that. Anything related to health, science and technology, environment, biodiversity, you should read that. Then anything related to the business page, you must read that. And editorials page, okay, of Hindu and Indian Express, whatever the newspaper that you are following, you must read that. Now, anything related to sports or entertainment other than the national awards, you should avoid it. Any political bickering, what someone said about whom, you should avoid it. Anything related to state and local news, if you are only preparing for UPSC CSE examination, you should avoid it. Okay. Anything, any kind of staff criminal news, you should avoid it. Any kind of press conferences other than some policy decision making press conferences, you must avoid it. Okay. Now, what you need to make sure that while reading all those must-do stuff, you need to you need to learn how to connect the newspaper with your syllabus, with your general studies. Okay. Also, try to think the possible questions that can come into the UPSC CSE examination at that time only when you're reading some current issues. It will help you a lot. Okay. And make short and crisp note if you wanted to make them. Okay. Very short, 1 line or 2 line notes. Okay. Do not make big notes because you'll not be able to come back to them afterwards. Very big notes. Okay. Now let's come down to how Career Launcher IAS helps aspirants for UPSC CSE examination preparation. So we have a unique courses which we call it UPSC at home. So even before this COVID-19 pandemic, we have been doing online courses from almost past 4 years now. Okay? And we have been very successfully delivering this course. Our courses are, on our aspiration.ai platform, which has been used by Delhi government and lakhs of students across country. So these are anytime, anywhere, 24 by 7 access platform where you can, access your classes, notes, your test series anytime that you want from anywhere. We provide live interactive classes where you can ask questions from the faculty at the time of classes itself. Our classes run from our Delhi center. Okay, so we give you the same classes that we run at Delhi. For our Delhi students, offline students, we give you the same classes for online students as well. All the classes are being recorded, and you will be provided with the recording of all classes into the Aspiration AI platform only, and they are available to you as unlimited views classes till the time your access is valid. Okay. And these classes are super affordable, so they are available at 10% of the cost of what you usually have to spend at Delhi for such kind of a coaching program. Okay, so I'll just introduce you for a few programs that are very popular among students. Okay, so the most popular program that we have is called GS Foundation at Home program. It is 900 plus hours live study interactive classes program. Okay, where you will get the complete coverage for general studies prelims, general studies mains. You'll get complete coverage for essay, current affairs, writing practice, and interviews. So it has 900 plus hours of classes with recordings of each class is also available to you. It has class notes, it has ebook set, so complete booklets are provided to you. It also has current affairs coverage, daily current affairs notes, monthly current affairs notes, weekly test, and this all is available to you at a starting price of 8,500 rupees only. Okay, and this is the top quality Delhi coaching of career launcher UPSC Delhi faculties. So this is as good as any in country, but the price that we are charging for online is extremely affordable to any student. Okay. You can also top it up with prelims and mains test series, and instead of 8,500 you may have to spend some 11,000-12,000 bucks, and you are good to go for UPSC CSE preparation. You will get an access for almost 1.5 years into this complete price of 8,499. 8,499, 1.5 year access almost, okay, till your UPSC 2021 mains examination. Okay. Now we also have a course for NCERTs. So there are a lot of students who start their preparation. They want to cover first the NCERT. They want to cover their basics first. Okay. So we have a specifically curated course for NCERT. It is available in 2 formats. So it is available in recorded class format also, so where you will get all the recordings of the classes at one go. It is also available as a live class format where you have Sunday to Sunday classes for NCERT books. Okay, so what we cover in that, we'll cover class 6 to 12th NCERT as per UPSC syllabus. So class-wise coverage of NCERT from UPSC faculties. Okay, we'll also give you notes, NCERT books, NCERT compilations, all those things, and there are certain NCERT tests as well. Okay, and it is available at 999 rupees only. So in 1,000 bucks, you'll get 150 hours of complete NCERT preparation. Full peace of mind as far as NCERT is concerned. We also do courses like UPSC map course, India Airbook course. So if you don't want to read India Airbook, you can just join this course. In 25 hours, we'll cover the complete UPSC important chapters of India Airbook. In case you wanted to join an online course but wanted to keep that personalized interaction with the faculty, one-on-one interaction with the faculty, then we also have an option of UPSC 2021 personalized course, where you can take some personalized session, one-to-one session with the faculty along with your general studies complete program. So these kind of courses are starting from 39,000. We also have courses for if you are into your 12th standard or graduation first, second year, and you wanted to join for a 2-year or 3-year programs. We have these kind of programs also where we teach you for 2-year or 3-year preparation. So we divide the modules into 2 years and 3 years. Okay, and those are also very affordable, in the range of under 20,000 for complete 2-year or 3-year. So it's been almost 10 years since we have been into this UPSC coaching vertical, and we have been fortunate enough to have some good results into last few years. We had rank 1 in 17, 15, and 13. We had rank 2, 3, and a lot of top rankers. If we talk about the feedback of our online courses, so for last year, that is UPSC 2020, we have done a feedback survey on which we have received close to 3,400 feedbacks from our students, and the course rating for UPSC 2020 courses was 4.8, and the mentor rating was 4.9 out of 5. So that speaks volume about the kind of delivery, the kind of quality that we are maintaining into our courses and faculties. Okay. So my name is Himanshu Tyagi, and I thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I've been able to solve your doubts related to the UPSC examination preparation. If you have any further doubts, you can write to me on himanshu.tyagi@careerlauncher.com. If you like to know more about our courses, or if you wanted to have a lot of free content, so you can visit our website www.careerlauncher.com/UPSC. Thank you so much. All the very best for UPSC CSE preparation.